Good evening and welcome to the Invictus Racing League, this season number 24, round number 4, the halfway point of the season, coming from Mexico City and the Mexican Grand Prix. It's a legendary circuit that got brought back to the fold of Formula 1 in recent years. Obviously the first Grand Prix here back in 1963 in a very different layout to what it was, but our drivers are going to have to tame all of the corners. It has all 17 of them tonight before we head into the break week. My name is JPH and I'm going to take you through all of the action today. Unfortunately, Jack on holiday this week, so I am filling his shoes, shall we say. Although many of you would have heard me before on previous iterations. Obviously, my first time with the new regulations, straight mode and the overtake boost mode. Be the first time I commentate on it tonight, and it's going to make things very interesting around Mexico because of the massive long straight down towards turn 1, 2 and 3. People running out of battery and maybe trying to save some because obviously you also have the run between turn 3 and 4. But with Mexico City, it is 4.3 kilometers long. A normal Grand Prix would be 71 laps, so we are doing 36 tonight as per the 50% race distance that we run. Fastest lap back in 2021, Valtteri Bottas a 1:17.7. Although I don't think we're going to, well, in theory, we shouldn't really be getting anywhere near that with these cars. But one can hope, shall we say. One can hope. In terms of the championship, though, as we head into tonight, Ash Tube currently leads the way on 44 points after 3 rounds. Obviously, the drivers have already gone to Singapore, Imola, and Spain, or I say Spain, the Madrid for the Madrid Grand Prix. But Ashton does lead the way at 44 points. He's 3 ahead of Sydney. Mert on 34, so he is currently 10 points behind the leader. Iron is in 4th with Clips in 5th. War Islander 6th. Jeremy Clarkson is 7th. ARL 8th. Ginger Tiger 9th. O. Stephen is 10th, rounding out that top 10. It's been quite tricky for those that were in Tier 2 last season. And the Madrid claiming a number of victims last week with the walls and just generally people clipping walls, taking tyres off. It was a very chaotic race at times. I think we're just waiting for ARL to come in. I think he's having a few issues with his Steam at the moment. The drivers in tonight, we have Iron and Ira in the 2 Haas's, Hulkenberger in the Alpine, Wacky Jackie in the Williams, Nitrogash and Ginger Tiger, that formidable and legendary pairing in the McLarens. Mikey is the sole Cadillac for the night, with the War Islander the sole Red Bull. Owen and Jeremy Clark, Owen is in the Mercedes. His teammate not here tonight either. Louis returns. He's in the Ferrari for tonight as a reserve. Ivan a reserve in the Audi. RTG Chuck is in a Ferrari. Stephen and Jeremy Clarkson are teaming up in the Aston Martins with Mert, again a reserve in the Audi. So I wouldn't surprise you, we maybe get a couple of these drivers into those Audi seats as a permanent fixture. And as I say, we also have Aaron. I do apologise, mate. I kind of just say it as I see it. Aaron, we will go with that. I will try to remember as we go through. I will do my very best to remember for you. As we also have Aero on the way. He's in the RB, the Racing Bull, if he can get in. In terms of the constructors, the Racing Bulls do lead the way, and that is the team of Ashtube and ARL. They lead the way on 56 points. The Ferraris are on 44. Red Bull have 28. Haas have also got 28, so they're joint in third in reality. Aston Martin just a point behind that on 27 in fifth. Cadillac have 21 with McLaren on 16, Alpine on 8, Williams 3, and Mercedes and Audi are yet to score. And Aaron, thank you very much for your understanding of that, and thank you on the kind words as well. It's been a while since I've been in the commentary box. I must admit I had to get the 26 DLC pack a couple of days ago to come in, so we'll see how the rust falls off, shall we say, tonight. And a couple of interesting things as well, actually, tonight, because obviously there are no drop scores. It's an eight race season, no drop scores, but we do have a couple of important absentees from tonight, namely the top two in the championship, Ashtube and Sydney. Both are not racing tonight, so that blows us open for Mert to get a good result, get into the lead of this championship, and then we're going to have a real fight to the end of the season. Which should be quite a fun rest of the season if Mert starts playing his cards, especially tonight. Yeah, it's one of those things. I must admit for myself has gotten very busy, and yeah, again for Bruce, a time for him as well is a little bit on the tight side, so we can't commit to it at the moment, but maybe one day we'll be back. Hopefully, if the game improves a little bit more. I must admit, I haven't been a massive fan of F125. And yeah, I haven't really driven. I literally bought the pack like yesterday for 2026, so I kind of understand how they drive, but I haven't actually driven them yet. So it'll be an interesting one to see how they feel. Who else isn't here tonight? Clips Curiosity not here tonight. ATKG, SFR Matty also not in tonight. But it looks like we're going to get ready to go. And yeah, looks like AR is going to try and sort out his issues, but depends. He can join mid-qualifying, so it's not the end of the world here for ARL. But, hopefully he can get it sorted and get in, because it's always good to see ARL in the lobbies. I think these cars are slightly better suited to him as well. Ashtube's had a phenomenal season, I must admit, as well as teammate. It's a shame he's not here to continue his sort of run of points, because Ashtube has been brilliant this season with the new regs of the cars. There was also, I don't know whether Jack went through it last week, but there's also been a change in the calendar for I think round number 7 of the season. We were due to go to Silverstone Reverse, because originally the season was set up with the 2025 cars. However, the majority of the community wanted to run the 26 regs, and part of the request was to run Silverstone its correct direction. And that was taken on by the admin and decided that will be the case. So Silverstone Reverse has now been changed to Silverstone normal direction. But we are here. 3 straight line modes await us at this circuit, down to turn 1, down to turn 4, down to the stadium section of turn 12. And the overtake detection point is at the exit of the hairpin of turn 13. And we have Owen going out. We've got a Haas beating him to the punch of Aaron. Now, I don't want tyres. No, just leave that alone. So here we go then. ARL, I've run a clean quality lap all season. You're still getting good results though, I must admit, ARL. I must admit, you are still getting some really good results. So you can have the most overtakes in a season. And good evening to Tristan as well, saying good luck to everyone. And thank you again for the kind words for me commentating as we go into this 18-minute qualifying session for Mexico. You got Aaron followed by Owen. Owen has had a difficult start to this season. Again, he's had a pace, but unfortunately has been caught up in a few things here and there, which has meant he's not scored this season, which is a big shame. But we're going to go on board with Aaron. He's watching the stream, so no pressure here for the Hash driver as he heads through the stadium station. We're going to go on board as we head through the final corner of the Peralta. Onto the main straight we go. Battery boost mode on. Into the straight line mode. And is absolutely flat. 200, 205. What are we going to reach up to? 210, just about, yeah. As the car now starts to back off the speed, hit the brakes, turn in a little bit sketchy off the curb. Turn 1, but you want to open up then turn 2, turn 3. Then get the flaps down for straight mode, down towards turn 4, hit the brakes around the 100 metres. Again, Aaron using all the curb on the entry. Got to be a little bit careful doing that, as it can unsettle the car under the brakes. 6 was nicely done, just opens everything up. Into set. Sorry, that was 6 was the double right hander, sorry. Oh, again, just the back end wanting to move as he brakes and turns over the curbing. So we head through the S section into 10 and 11. Using battery in the middle of it. Brave man as the opens up the straight mode. Down into the turn 12 into the stadium. You're using a lot of the lumpy curb on the inside. 13, just really a big patience sort of corner, that one. Into the Peralta. A lot of patience required to get the power back on. Up to the line, it's a 1:16.6 for Aaron. The question is, who else can pip that? Owen puts in a 15.7. It's good stuff from him. We've got an Alpine of Hulkenberger coming through the Peralta now for his first lap. Gets a little bit sideways on the exits of the final couple of corners. He goes second with a 16.1. We've got I think that's another Haas. Ira goes into 5th. Jeremy Clarkson puts in a 15.5. Stephen coming through to the line. It is 6th place for him. ARL is now in the session. That's fantastic to see. Hopefully he should now get a good chance at a good qualifying. Stephen puts himself 8th, but I'm not quite sure what he's up to, because that's not really a competitive time from him. Jackie is in 7th. You've got Louis, the returning Louis. Great to see him back. Even as a reserve right now. He puts himself into 6th. The Ginger Tiger puts himself 4th. We've got the Chuck going through. He's 3rd. Who else have we got coming through? I think that's the War Islander. Into 6th with a 16.4. And the first set of times are complete. Ivan, Mikey, ARL and Mert have yet to leave the pits. Heading into this session, so maybe only doing a couple of runs tonight. Aaron's going to go again, so he's going to start another lap, so going for a second flying lap. Is this going to be a strategy we see a lot of tonight? No, Owen's going in. Hulkenberger. I feel like most people are going to come into the pits now, but Aaron has decided he wants to go for a second flyer. Good evening, Mikey. How are you, mate? Hope you are well. ARL saying, last season first out. Oh, you're not the last out though, ARL. You're the 3rd to last out of the pits tonight. I say, yeah, because you ended up just ahead of Mikey. Is Mikey just going in front of one of the Astons? That's O'Stephen there. I don't know if O'Stephen's on a lap, but might give O'Stephen a touch of toe. O'Stephen is on a lap, I think, using the battery down towards turn number 4. ARL gets out of the way, has a little lock up as well, does the Racing Ball. Yeah, that traction running a little bit overtime out of that. You can hear the car just almost like the rear chattering as it's coming out of corners. In the S section for the Aston Martin. Luckily for the Aston Martins, it's not realistic performance, this is equal performance cars. So they don't have a F3 engine in the back of their car. Out of the stadium section comes... Oh, Stephen, what can he produce? He stays right inside. He puts himself 11th, just ahead of Ira. And Jeremy Clarkson, his teammate, I think that's an interesting use of that. A bit of slipstream help. Jeremy Clarkson puts himself into... Well, I say into provision pole. He was already there. But a 15.3 to tighten his grip. ARL, let's ride on board. I do like this, the different engine notes of the car. Obviously the Racing Bull with the Red Bull Ford powertrain. It does sound nice actually, the Ford. And ARL comes into turn 4. Doesn't really nail the apex. I'd say he's probably just tying up the angle of 5. Just cost himself just a touch of time running slightly deep into 4 as the Racing Bull. Oh, and again the front end just not biting for ARL. I wonder if he's going to want a little bit more front wing on that car, because the front just looks really wandery through the mid corner. Funny thing is, because he's had to come in late, he's obviously taken over Liam Lawson's car, so he's got a nice Kiwi helmet for the evening. It's an 18.3, certainly not a lap time I'd say was his best. Oh, and this does not want to let me go up. There we go. Right, who else have we got? We got Mikey's done a 20.4 in the new team of the Cadillacs, which is great to see, because it means you can have 22 cars on track with a full lobby, which would be brilliant if we can reach that. And Mikey just getting out of the way, I feel, of Ivan. I'm not really sure what's happened here, but Mikey needs to get moving, because otherwise he will get disqualified from the session for being parked up. Hulkenberger just coming into that section with the Alpine. Hulkenberg synonymous with the Alpine, won a title in that car, and yeah, good stuff from Mikey just to make sure he didn't wander into the path of the Alpine. Number 13, pink and blue car, coming down towards that stadium section. We're currently 4th. If you're going to get a nice improvement here, could see himself into the top 2. Merckx is finally out of the pit lane, and Hulkenberg stays in 4th, but he has closed the gap to Chuck in the Ferrari. Meanwhile, Ginger Tiger has completely run out of battery as he heads down into the stadium section, launching it through the first part into the second part. We all knew the pace Ginger Tiger has, and he is showing it this season. He's showing he can keep up with the top end. I mean, granted, he is sort of 9/10 away from Jeremy, but no one's keeping up with Jeremy at the moment. And there we go, 3rd place with the McLaren at 15.9, just a couple of tenths away from Owen. It's a good time from Ginger Tiger. Well, I think that's Louis coming through, I think, into the pit lane. I think that's we got. We got Ira coming to start a lap. Ivan Belov in the Audi. Again, technically a new team, but the change of name from the Kick Saubers from 2025 up to the line for Ivan, and it is 6th place for now, a 16.363. Very, very tight in this midfield battle here as ARL puts himself into 6th. That's a bit more like it from the Racing Bull. A bit more of a hooked up lap from him. I think Chuck has started the lap as well, and ARL gets out of the way. But yeah, that midfield really tight at the moment from 2nd all the way down to 11th, covered by just under a second. It's fantastic to see. It's got the makings of a great race, as though Stephen has done a 17.4, and Owen puts in the fastest lap of the session, a 15 dead. Well, I say a 15 dead, 15.088, so the track is evolving. The Mercedes man up into provisional pole. Ira in the Haas. What can he achieve in this lap? I think he's on an in lap. Yeah, that battery not being deployed at all. Now deploying it on the exit. I say that, he's actually well lap at 18.245 for Ira. Yourself in 14th. Mikey back out on track. Be looking for at least one more, well, a couple more laps there for the Cadillac man. Merckx in the Audi. He is technically a reserve at the moment, but it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up with a full-time Audi seat at some point. Crosses the line, 4th place for him on his first attempt, a 15.782. Puts him in range. As I've also haven't seen War Islander up into 3rd place with the Red Bull. And we have a yellow flag. That's just for War Islander getting out of the way of someone. That's the Mercedes of Owen, who I think will be coming into the pit lane. Strap a new set of boots on. Go again for one final time. Who else do we have out there at the moment? I think ARL is going to be coming back into the pits. Or is he? He may well be on a lap actually. Nitric gas. He's using a bit of battery. Louis just gone on to a lap. Jackie, I think there's Ira coming through to come in the pits. Jackie coming around to finish his latest attempt. It's going to be a 16.998. Puts himself into 13th. Marked into the pits. ARL into the pits. I think we're going to see a Stephen. He's got a low battery, so I'm guessing he's going to be. He's on a lap at the moment, I think, but he's a bit down on his current time. It's a little bit wide. That'll be the end of that lap, and probably into the pits for a new set of boots. Mikey coming round to say 20.0, so still 16th for Mikey, but he has. You know, if he stays in the race, he's still got a chance at points. Louis, 16.6 so far. He's 3/10 up at the moment. Will put him up into around the top 10. Across the line, 8th place for the Ferrari driver. Well, Ferrari for tonight. That's 16.0. That is interesting with this spectator mode in 2026. I don't get the throttle inputs or the brake inputs, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I think Mikey's going to be coming back to the pits to try and get himself a fresh set of boots. Ira's out now on his out lap. Chuck's just starting a lap. I'm guessing not, because he's not used any battery. Yes, he's just trying to get a bit of a toe. It's awkward trying to work out who's actually on a lap, who's not, because it used to be with the DRS, if they were using the DRS, you could just tell they were sort of on a lap. But with the way the batteries are now in the new regulations of the game, Chuck definitely not on a lap because he's not using any battery. I must admit, I did find it easier in the previous regs to work out if someone was on a lap or not. Who else have we got? Jeremy Clarkson. Coming through that middle sector. What's he coming through sector 2? He's just under a couple of tenths down at the moment on his personal best. He won't improve. He will have enough time though to... Oh, there's a big snap of oversteer coming out of the stadium into the Peritalte he goes. You'll get one lap of cooldown before, so you can recharge that battery. And go again. Louis on a lap at the moment. He's got, I think that's a, I want to say Arrow, but I don't think it is. I think that's Jackie. Yeah, it's Jackie with the Williams. I'm not quite sure if Jackie's on an outlap, so at the moment it's a bit of a distraction. He's not in the way of Louis at the moment. Good stuff from the Williams though, pulls out of the way early enough time just to allow Louis through. The final few corners for Louis. It's great to have him back in the championship. Up to the line he goes. It's a 16-0, puts himself into 6th place. A fantastic effort from him on his return. Owen's coming around to start a lap. Ira, however, has invalidated, so he's going to go again. Is Jeremy Clarkson going around to start, I think? Yes, he is. Mercked, currently a 10th up on his current time after 2 sectors. Up to the line for his final lap of the session. It's a 15.5 and into 3rd place for the Audi man. Chug goes quicker. He's done a 15.6. He's up into 4th. And I think there's Nitrogash, who has just finished but didn't set a quicker lap. He stays in 11th for now. Who else have we got? Hulkenberger back in the pits has retired. As ARL begins another lap. Ivan Belov to the line. Does improve, but not by a lot. Stays 10th. And that's where he will... Well, that's the highest he will start this this Grand Prix. The Warwinder now puts himself into 3rd. The same time... sorry, not the same time. 0.02 away from Jeremy Clarkson. Just in Tiger Pits. I think that's Jackie coming to the line. Does not improve. He'll stay 13th for now. We've got Aaron coming to the line in the Haas. Can he improve on his 12th place? Yes, he can. It's 11th for Aaron. He overtakes Nitrogash for now, who is on a lap 16.4 from him. We've got Jeremy Clarkson. Is he going to go any faster? He does, but not by a lot. Owen looking at provisional pole right now. He's actually just come into the pits. Who else we got? Louis coming into the pitch. We've got Ira coming through. Owen looking at provisional pole unless someone near the back can upset this balance of order. Stephen to the line. 14th will be his starting place. ARL, what's he got in the tank? He hasn't. He's invalidated. He's in the pits. That's the end of qualifying. It is going to be Owen who takes pole position. I've said it for quite some time with Owen. He has got some great pace in F1. He is quite possibly one of the most unlucky drivers I've ever commentated on. But the pace is always there for Owen, and it just shows here. Pole position by just over 2.5 tenths. Just under 2.5 tenths. Pole position for the Mercedes man. He will start round 4 of season 24 on pole position. The only problem he's got, it's a long old drag down to turn 1. Slipstream is a massive factor at the start of this race, and that first turn, it is a catalyst for small mistakes, small collisions right at the start of a Grand Prix. As we wait for the confirmation of the qualifying result to load on the screen. Oh, no, I'm not going to get it. Brilliant. I won't take you through the... I will take you through the grid order. I just need to have a look at the stream instead. So, Owen. So, row 1 is Owen and Jeremy Clarkson. Row 2 is the Warlander and Merck. Starting row 3 is Chuck and Ginger Tiger. Row 4, Louis and Hulkenberger. Row 5 is ARL and Ivan Belov. Just a thousandth separating those two on that 5th row. Aaron and Nitrogash start row 6. Row 7 contains Jackie and O'Stephen, and the final row number 8 is Ira and Mikey. That is your qualifying for Mexico. It should. I mean, like I say, it's really interesting how tight the grid was in that mid-pack. I think we're going to be in for a belter of a mid-pack scrap tonight. Like I say, with the way the batteries are, it's going to be interesting how people use the battery and what strategy they go with that, because like I say, down that main straight, they're going to be burning a lot of it to either defend or attack. So it'll definitely make for some interesting fights as we head into this race. Just how everyone uses their battery, whether everyone's worked out to do the same thing or whether people are going to try different things to give themselves an advantage. It's only one way of finding out. And I must admit, there's a lot of European flags here in the Mexico. That's like the VIP section above the pit garages there, really. But we're going to head for the formation lap here in Mexico. As Owen will lead us away from pole position on this formation lap. So just take you through the grid again. Owen on pole position. He'll be hoping for a good launch and good getaway up to turn 1, and hopefully little conflict. Jeremy Clarkson will start alongside him with the War Islander completing the top 3, and Merck starting alongside the Red Bull. Chuck will be leading row 3 with Ginger Tiger alongside him. Louis in the second Ferrari is going to be 7th on row 4 with Hulkenberger alongside in the Alpine. ARL and Ivan Belov, 2 veterans of the league, they'll be starting, they'll be occupying row number 5. Aaron Nitrogash, row 6, Jackie O'Stephen, row 7, Ira and IRL director, Mikey RK13, will be starting at the back of the pack, row number 8, 15th and 16th. A very short lap, 36 laps to come of this Grand Prix. There's your possible race strategies. 2-stop or a potential 3-stop using the medium and the soft tyres. In previous editions of this race, tyres have worn out pretty quickly. And speaking of that, here are your tyres. Owen, Jeremy Clarkson, the Warlander, Chuck, O'Stephen, Ira, Mikey. The 7 of the 16 drivers starting on the hard tyre, the rest of the field on the mediums. So Nitro and Jackie have had a slight tack together to put themselves back to the grid. So an interesting split tyre strategy with just under half the grid going on the harder compound. Here we go then. Aaron doesn't quite get his parking right as we head to the lights. 16 drivers, 36 laps, 150 kilometers. We are racing here at Mexico City. The question is, who's got the best launch? It looks like Jeremy Clarkson's got the best launch. He's already passed Owen in front of the Mercedes. He'll be thankful for the slipstream though to fend off anyone behind. Merckx up into second, Warren in the third. Owen has dropped down to fourth, heading down towards turn one. There are three wide. Merckx wide, sort of backed out of that one. Didn't want to get involved in the middle of that three-way battle as Merckx picks up second place. Owen into third. Warren is fourth. And we got a bit of wing coming off from someone in the background, not quite sure who. We'll get to that in a minute. Down towards turn number 4 for the first time. Line astern we go. We got Jackie down the inside of Nitrogash. So we head into 5 up towards 6. They're still side by side, McLaren and Williams. Good scrapping here. Oh, this is tight as you get on the exit of 6 down towards 7. McLaren looking to go around the outside. Does get around the outside. That's a great move from Nitrogash to stay in that position of 10th. ARL has gone backwards here. He's down to 13th as everyone filters through. And we get away fairly unscathed. I will try and find out whose front wing took a bit of damage though through that first complex of corners. But it is Jeremy Clarkson who leads the way on the hard compound tyre. Merckx second, using the launch of those mediums to good effect. He'll now want to stay inside of the overtake mode. That is 1 second, which he should have now. Gives him a little bit of extra energy to use during the laps he is within. And here comes Merckx. Speaking of, didn't quite have enough to get to the inside of Jeremy Clarkson this time around, but we're already seeing other overtakes as Hulkenberger tries to get past Aaron. I think he ran a bit deep. They're banging wheels through 2 and 3. The Alpine will claim that position though. And Ginger, who's that behind? That's Nitrogash and a McLaren behind. I was having a little look at that house, and it is Jackie who is losing the end plate of that front wing. Now, how much that affects these cars, I'm not quite sure. As he almost goes down the inside, almost a bit of contact between him and Nitrogash. Looked to go down the inside, maybe use a bit of extra battery. But the door was always going to close on that corner, not really an overtaking corner unless you're already side by side. The two Ferraris, reserve drivers side by side as Chuck gets past Louis. Is Chuck missing? Yeah, Chuck. Oh no, Chuck isn't missing front wing. It's just where the front wings are slightly narrower than prior. Jackie and Ivan Belov go side by side. Oh, that's a Ferrari. That's Chuck. He's spun it around at the Paratalta. Oh, and there goes Ivan Belov. We should be careful here. I'd probably reverse that, to be honest. Oh, and that's a hit on the back. That could be rear wing damage. Into the pit lane comes Ivan. Have we got? I think we've got a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. I did wonder what that notification was for the low grip. That's because it's now obviously straight mode is deactivated because of the virtual safety car. But 2 spinners coming out of that penultimate corner onto the Paratalta. Chuck and Ivan. Ivan obviously losing some front wing. Did Chuck lose front wing as well? No, I think he got away with it. So Chuck will be able to resume. So we're waiting for the virtual safety car to end. Who can possibly get a jump here when it does resume? Ivan does now have a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And Jackie's now picked up 3 seconds of time penalties for track limits, which is a bit silly under a virtual safety car. You shouldn't really be going anywhere near the track limits under this as we get back to green flag racing. And it looks like Owen all over the back of the Audi as we head down the main straight. Jeremy Clarkson immediately trying to break the toe. Can't move too many times though as we head down towards turn 1. He's going to have to pick a side as Jeremy. And you'll just go line astern into turn 1 in the end. Bit of a shame because I thought that might have brewed up to be a bit of a fun experiment into turn 1. Although Merckx right on the back of the Aston again, but just can't quite find the ultimate top end into turn 4 to look to make a move. Yeah, these top three breaking away from Warlander, who's got Louis behind. Ginger Tiger 6th. Hulkenberger 7th. Aaron is in 8th. Nitrogash 9th. ARL 10th. Jackie 11th. And O'Stephen currently rounding out that the points paying positions. Obviously, IRL paying points all the way down to 12th. Jackie losing out a couple of spots there as Chuck goes past him. Jackie nursing that front wing damage as well. Really close as Owen. Oh no, Owen, don't tell me you spun it. Yes, he has at the Paratalta. I don't know what's happened, but Owen has gone around and he's in the pits. I wonder if that's going to be as Louis in the Winder going side by side. Louis almost going round as he tries to go down the inside of the Red Bull. Just about holds it, but here comes Ginger Tiger. He should have a good run coming out of 3. Looks like the War Islander and Louis on the batteries, and Louis gets past. I do wonder a little bit if War Islander has given that place up. Maybe thinking he did maybe just squeeze that Ferrari ever so slightly. Owen has put on some medium tyres, so he'll be making at least one more stop. But Louis up into the podium places then as Ira picks up 3 seconds. It's easy to do around here, and Jeremy Clarkson has broken that 1 second to Merckx. So Merckx no longer has the overtake or boost as Warlander is now back alongside Louis through into Paratalta. They go side by side. Louis trying to get the power down. Here comes the Warlander. I think he was clever enough. In fact, he'll have overtake mode as well for the next lap. Great stuff from the Red Bulls. Here comes Ginger Tiger looking to the inside. Can't quite find it. Ira and Mikey were going. Oh, as Chuck goes down the inside of O'Stephen. O'Stephen looks for a switchback. Tries to go around the outside of 2. Isn't quite going to happen. Chuck should have open invitation for 3. He'll have that completed. Ira past Mikey. Mikey just not finding his rhythm with these new regs. Hopefully he'll get there eventually, as Jackie now in the pits probably finding that that damaged front wing just causing too much of an issue for the Williams, so better to just come in, get it changed, hope for a safety car later this race. Nitrogash on the back of Aaron, but Aaron chasing down the Alpine of Hulkenberger, who in turn is in range of Ginger Tiger, who's in range of Louis, who's now got to try and stay within that second now through this hairpin. I think he might have just got away with it, has Louis. But are we now seeing that these hard tyres starting to come into their own, as in comes the McLaren of Ginger Tiger, 5 laps, and that's with a lap of virtual safety car. Oh, sorry, 6 laps on those tyres. Are we seeing that that's how long the mediums are going to last? There's Mikey having a bit of a battle here with Ira down the main straight. Mikey maybe not using any battery at the moment as Owen comes out ahead of Ginger Tiger. Everyone's just settled down just ever so slightly, and Aaron, closest man to someone, along with Nitrogash, this little gaggle. You can see ARL in the background, Hope trying to get into that 1 second, which he has done. He wants to try and stay there, because I think ARL's got some good pace here, and he could move up the order. With Ginger Tiger already in, could we see some other pit stops to counteract the undercut? Especially from these medium runners. Merckx continues on. He's now nearly 2 seconds behind Jeremy Clarkson, so no boost mode available for him, as I think that is ARL. Yes, ARL has dived into the pits. The Racing Ball driver, what's he going to put on? It should be a set of hard tyres. It is a set of hard tyres, and away he goes. Ginger Tiger. He will get in front of the Racing Bull. As ARL now gets back up to speed. Hulkenberger now on the back of Louis by 8/10. Here and 8/10 behind that. Nitrogash 9/10 behind that. So everything's just settled down a little bit now here on lap number 8. Everyone's just getting into that rhythm as Mikey picks up a 3-second time penalty. But he is having a good scrap here as Louis. What's happened to Louis? Louis spun it. Here's what's happened to Louis. No damage on the car, just a spin. And his teammate goes back past him. Or teammate for the night, shall I say, goes past him. But Louis spins out of 4th place. He's down to 8th, and Merckx finally in the pits now in the Audi. This should be a set of hard tyres. It is going to be a set of hard tyres for the Audi man. So Hulkenberger now without the overtake boost mode. As once again, Mikey and Ira, they are having a fantastic little scrap here. Must be though. Does look like Mikey does tend to try and save his battery down this main straight though, which is an interesting tactic from the Cadillac. There's Ginger Tiger right on the back of Ira. Oh, as Mikey picks up another 3 seconds. So it's not going well for penalties for the Cadillac. As Ginger Tiger going left, right, can't find a gap through this Haas. And this will be infuriating for the McLaren man, because this is going to impede his progress, and the undercut he's got on those are sort of looking at that podium picture. As Ira goes very, very wide, gets on just about safe enough. Through the S's they go. The Haas really holding up the McLaren here. And he's going to defend. He's well within his rights to as well. Oh, it's getting tight. Round the outside for Ginger Tiger. He should have the grip to pull this off. He does have the grip to pull it off. Gets to the inside. And Ira there has probably done that at the right time. Which means he's now got overtake mode over Mike. So he can defend. Oh, big spin for Ira into the wall. Hits the wall, 360. Decides to come into the pits. Oh no, he's just making sure he comes on safely. Good job from him. Owen in the pits again. I'm not sure what's happened there. I think it's a front wing for the Mercedes. But this is what's made this now interesting. Ira holding up Ginger Tigers, but ARL nearly within a second of the McLaren. Hulkenberger has pitted as well. And you can see that's what's going to frustrate Ginger there. Had he not been held up by Ira, he would have been ahead of the Alpine. I think that's almost a dead certain based on where they are on track now. But Ginger's going to have pressure in the form of the Racing Bull of ARL. The Racing Bulls have had a great start to this season for the constructors. And with no Ferraris here, and just one Racing Bull, it's going to give Racing Bull a chance to pull away here. So they do have both Aston Martins here as Aaron comes into the pits. 10 laps on those medium tyres. That's a good job, but Merckx sets the fastest lap of the race, a 17.9. He's coming for the lead of this race as Chuck gets past Nitrogash. Again, same age tyres, but Nitrogash on the softer compound, so they will be slightly worse. I think Nitro may be looking to try a one-stop. Aaron falls down the order as he comes back out of the pits. He's just had a Mikey as Mikey in front of Ivan. See, Ivan has already pitted earlier this race, but he will have to stop at least one more time. Meanwhile, Louis all over the back of Nitrogash. These two yet to pit in this race. I think they're going to try a cheeky one-stop, Nitro and Louis, off those medium tyres. Look at the way the Ferrari just wanders a bit on the worn mediums. Merckx just looks like he's got like 5 times the grip through there. And 5th place is the Audis. You come into the last corner. Oh, side by side. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Yeah, nicely done between the pair of them. Good respectful room given. And Merck up into 4th. And he's starting to, if I go for the leader, he's only 19.7 behind as Louis gets past the Mercedes in a past McLaren Nitro in straight line, but then goes wide, down breaks himself, gets all kinds of sketchy, and Nitro just says thanks for reopening the door. I know Steven now coming onto the back of the Ferrari. Remember, Steven's starting on the hard tyre as well, so he should have slightly better tyres at the moment. Ivan has got past Mikey. That's for 12th place. And Jackie not too far away from the Cadillac either. So he looks to recover his race after some wing damage earlier on. Oh, Chuck's gone round in the S's. Lucky car ghosted. He gets out of the way because he was parked right on the racing line. So good job by the Ferrari to get out of the way as quick as he could as soon as he stopped. But it's a second spin that for Chuck. Remains in 7th, but he does still have to pit, which will drop him down the order. Merck now 18.5. That gap is coming down. It is closing. The question is, what type of strategy is Jeremy Clarkson going to try and do here? I think it's quite clear as we've got a spinner of Ira. Ira's gone round. That's just in the start of the S's. Probably just a bit too much curb as we've got some movement from Louis and Chuck. Oh no, that's not ideal. Well, I think Ferrari just about pulled off the double stack there. That's a good job by them. I'll be thanking the mechanics for being so quick. ARL, Ginger Tiger, Hulkenberger all together on circuit. This for a net 4th place at the moment. So the wings moving up and down with the active aero. Heading into turn 4 they go. Oh, Zero has a cheeky little look into turn 6 there. Was never going to try it, but you never know. Sometimes you can force someone just to go a little bit wide, like poking your nose where it's not wanted. See that gap to Merck, 16.6 now to Jeremy Clarkson. Clarkson continues on for another lap. To Peralta. Chuck gets 3 seconds for track limits. Down in 14th for him at the moment. And the McLaren just nowhere near the Alpine coming out of the final corner. I'm going to head down to Mikey in the Cadillac because he's getting closed in on. So that Mikey's coming into the pits very slowly, very gingerly, shall I say. And there goes Owen. He's already made, I think, 2 pit stops in this race. Yes, he has. 2 pit stops for Owen. Meanwhile, they are out all over the back still of Ginger Tiger. Merck's gap to Jeremy Clarkson, 15.6. Continues to come down and Jeremy Clarkson continues to go forward. Merck's done it before around Mexico where he's done a 2-stop and used the tyre to his advantage. He's pushed harder on the tyres to gain the time of the extra pit stop, and it can work around Mexico. It's not uncommon, but we now have a train of 5 cars. Well, it was 5 cars until Nitro Gas pulled into the pits. Now we have a train of 4. Steven, Hulkenberger, Ginger Tiger, ARL. Aaron not exactly too far behind, but not close enough to really be much of a threat. Here comes ARL to the inside of Ginger Tiger. Ginger Tiger hangs around the outside. Good stuff from the pair of them. Good racing these two veterans of IRL. They're still side by side. They're costing each other a lot of time. But it's great to see the battling going on. But it has cost them about 2 seconds to Hulkenberger here. ARL still looking to find a gap past the McLaren, but can't find it. Has gifted a bit of breathing space for Hulkenberger though, who is now on the back of O'Stephen. Practically pushing him through 7, 8, 9. You just see the different levels of grip as here comes Hulkenberger to the inside. I don't think O'Stephen will really fight this too much. It's pointless if he does. Hulkenberger through. Roylander now into the pits for his first stop of the afternoon. Or evening. Or night time, depending on where you're watching. Could even be the morning. Yeah, Roylander, I don't know where he's going to come out, but he's going to drop a lot of positions here. Track position for Roylander. He's gone on the mediums, which are not going to last to the end, so he's definitely coming for another pit stop. But I wonder if he's planning on going medium, because we have seen the mediums last 10 laps this race. Well, O'Stephen doing O'Stephen things by saying, but basically not really giving any leeway. As we have, I'm not sure who that is, but could be. I think it's Ira. Meanwhile, ARL. So he passed by Roylander. But yeah, I say O'Stephen doing O'Stephen things, which is perfectly legal. He is running in 4th place. He doesn't have to move out of the way. And O'Stephen rarely does in these situations. He does like a bit of a battle. Does the Aston Martin driver, and again, Ginger Tiger can't find a way past. And this is going to cause them to lose a lot of time to Hulkenberger. Hulkenberger's going to get a lot of free space here, where he won't have to worry too much. Go to Peratauta. Here comes Roylander looking to get past the McLaren quickly because he is on those medium tyres. He'll want to make the best use of those. With the slipstream going to Ginger Tiger, who goes to the inside now. Up towards turn 1. Should be done before the corner. Is done before the corner. Roylander also comes through. There's contact between the two, Red Bull and McLaren. But Roylander will claim the position. He was alongside Ginger Tiger going into the corner, into that braking zone. So the Red Bull trying to make light work of those around him as he looks to gain the time back on that softer compound. He'll look to get on the back of Hulkenberger and dispatch him very quickly. Now O'Stephen is going to probably annoy ARL for at least a lap. Or I say that ARL decides, you know what, I'm going to burn some battery, I reckon that was, and I'm going to go past you as Ira picks up 3 seconds as he gets out of the way. That was quite interesting that from Ira. Those lines are not FIA approved. I think he's also paid the price by having a massive spin, yes, and into the wall. A lesson for everyone: don't cut corners. They will not help you. But yeah, ARL making sure he made light work of. We got a yellow flag for something. Chuck getting 3 seconds. I wonder if he's had a spin. I had to cut the hairpin in the stadium. Meanwhile, I can go back to intervals because Mertens is in 2nd place. He's 9.7 away. I think this could be the end of Ira. Yes, it is. He's completed 15 laps. No, sorry, he's completed 16 laps, sorry, has Ira. Meanwhile, Jeremy Clarkson coming up to lap Mikey very shortly. But it is this battle here which is going to be the interesting one. Looking behind from Hulkenberger. Roylander just behind. See the lift and coast going into... Oh, and a bit of contact between the two going through the hairpin. Just see the grip the Red Bull has. And you feel it's not really long before Warner just decides, yep, let's burn some battery and go. And speaking of, here comes the Red Bull down towards turn 1. He's on the outside, which can be a preferred option for overtaking here at turn 1. Gets the move done. So I don't think Hulkenberg was going to really fight that one too much, as Stephen loses out to Louis now. I'm not sure that one stop really working for the Aston Martin driver. He may require an intervention later on, but Warlander, he's up into third place. The question is, does he have the pace to start closing in on Jeremy and Merckx? But you feel now, Jeremy Clarkson sort of committing here to a one stop. He'll have to go for the mediums on his last stint. So the Warlander will be on a similar strategy to Clarkson, but the question is, can he gain enough time to make this work? Otherwise, there's not really any battles going on right now, apart from Owen on the back of Chuck. Chuck is in AI mode, I think, which is not really allowed. So I don't know what's going on with Chuck. The AI currently driving that car. Owen back into the points, into 12th. He's one that's definitely hoping for a safety car intervention here, just to bunch the pack up. .8, the gap at the front though between Jeremy Clarkson and Merck, the old rivals. So I think Jeremy Clarkson now looking to go for a one-stop. He'll need to go at least another 6 laps, I think, before he pits to make this strategy work. The question is he dropping enough time to Merck for Merck to be a real issue at the end of this race? Evening, Bjorn. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Championship standings. Actually, I will go through the top part of them right now, because as say we haven't got a lot going on to say that, as Louis now half a second behind Aaron, going down towards turn number 1. We'll have a little watch of this, see if anything happens as Louis closes in on the Haas into turn 1. Does he have a look? No, he stays put. In terms of championship, Ashtube leads the way beyond 44 points, Sydney 41, Merck 34, Aaron 24, Clips 21, the Warlander 20, Clarkson 19, ARL 12, Ginger Tiger 10, Stephen rounding out the top 10 on 8 as Louis goes down the inside of the Haas into turn 4 through 5. He'll have the outside of 5, have the outside for 6, but it won't matter because Aaron does not have the same traction out of 5, so Louis moves up into 7th. But a thing to note, beyond Sydney and Ashtube are not here tonight. The top 2 in the championship are not here tonight. So if Merck scores more than 10 points, which he's very much on to do, Merck will take the lead of this championship. In terms of constructors, Racing Bulls have 56, Ferrari 44, Red Bull 28, Haas 28, and Aston Martin 25. That's your top 5. As Ginger Tiger comes in the pits for his second stop of the evening. On to another set of hard tyres to the end of the race. Is Aaron still close? Stephen finally pits for his, what I'm going to assume could be his one and only pit stop. What tyres is he putting on? Yellow flag. That's Jeremy Clarkson. Jeremy Clarkson's gone off. It's not the first time he spun this season either. He crashed at Madrid, and now he's crashed here. Through the S's, I think the tyre's wearing out so much, possibly not having the grip, and he's got damage to the front wing. The Aston Martin in a heap load of trouble, and that is just, I think that's practically gifted Merck the win here. Because now he's got to come in, fix the damage. Oh, it's a disaster for Jeremy. It happened last week at Madrid. He was in a good position in Madrid, crashed out there. He's crashed here in Mexico whilst he's been leading the race. Medium tyres go on. Wow. That pretty much now gives Merckx free reign to make another pit stop, I think. Because I don't see War Islander going to the end on his set of mediums. ARL, and that's an interesting glitch. I hope other people are seeing this, but yeah, that's a new design of car for Aston Martin. That's one way of losing weight, is by just not having the front nose. You can have the front wing, so you've got the aero, but don't worry about the nose. I think I can see his feet. So whilst Jeremy Clarkson gets a bit of fresh air to his feet, I'll be honest with you, Bjorn, I'm not sure. I haven't driven the 26 pack. I must admit, I only bought it like yesterday to basically do hot comms tonight. I haven't actually driven the cars yet, so I'm not sure exactly what the tyre life is like. Oh my word, that's nice and wide from both ARL and Jeremy Clarkson. That's in one way of using all of the surface. Yeah, I'm genuinely not too sure. I think it's going to be touch and go. But if I had to take a punt, I'd probably say no. Or you're going to have to look after them a lot as ARL comes into the pits. He'll be coming in for... I'm not quite sure what he hasn't run yet. I can't remember. I feel like he started on the medium, so he may be going for another set of... No, he's going mediums now. Yeah, not quite sure already with Jeremy. Like I say, I'm not really sure how the tyre wear is like with the new red cars. We can only find out. I mean, earlier they were only doing about 10 laps, but then with the fuel burn, they may well last a little bit longer than that. AR comes out in 9th place. Owen looking for a recovery drive at the moment. Yeah, you're not wrong, Jerry Bake. It's a bit of an interesting visual glitch, that one. It's a bit weird. Seeing someone's feet in an F1 car isn't really a natural thing. But just go back to the other points, Bjorn. Good to see you're well. I'm doing okay, and yeah, very nice mix in the standings. Ashew's been brilliant this season. Really good to see. But obviously with him not here, he's going to blows the championship a little bit more wide open. I mean, the big question here is, if you're Merckx, do you come in the pits at some point, pick up another set of mediums and just go again? I can't keep watching Jeremy's car, that's just not right. But we're going to go to side-by-side action between Nitro and Hulkenberger into 5th place. Nitro gashed on old hard tyres, lets his teammate Ginger Tiger through. Makes sense, good teamwork from the pair. I mean, these two are going to be up against ARL, who may well be 4.2 behind, but he's on the medium tyre, so he will be faster. Thank you very much, Jerry. Yeah, it's nice to be commentating again. As I was saying earlier, it's time is not on my side at the moment to sort of commit to things, but Jack's on holiday, so they decided to chuck me back in the seat and see how much rust I had in the commentary box as Stephen on the back of Owen here. This could be an interesting fight, although you'd like to think Owen may be quick enough to try and pull away. War Islander back in the pits. Like I say, they were only doing 10 laps earlier, 10-11 laps on these tyres earlier, so War Islander's come in for another set of mediums. This is exactly what I thought he would do, but I think now this really does give Merckx open reign as to whether he wants to pit or not. And to be honest, if I was Merckx, I would probably pit right now. Just get a new set of boots on so you don't lose too much time to anyone else. Because let's say you don't want to have what Jeremy Clarkson had, potentially have those tyres go off so badly that you spin and crash out. As side by side between Ginger Tiger and Hulkenberger, these two have been inseparable this race, but Ginger Tiger getting through on that opening sequence of corners. Air out 2.2 behind Nitros, makes him about 3.2 behind these two. Hulkenberger looks to go to the inside. Oh, couldn't quite find the gap. And they carry on. As I say, strategical mind over here in the commentary box. Merck decides to come in. It'll be a set of medium tyres. And he should come back out in the race lead, although it could be quite tight with Jeremy. Remember the pace difference between Jeremy and Merck as Merck gets up to speed, but Merck will come out in front and stay in front of the noseless Aston Martin. I think that Aston Martin needs to tell some lies to grow its nose back out. Hulkenberg has been dropped a little bit by Ginger Tiger, which is quite interesting. ARL on the back of Nitro. And you never know, Bjorn, now that I have the season pack. Originally I didn't buy it because I wasn't intending on doing much with it, to be honest. I haven't played this game in, well, since the last time I raced in it, pretty much, in terms of actually play. Oh, collision between Nitro and ARL. Nitro into the back of ARL there. Nitro came back into the racing line, as you would normally do on an overtake like that. And good sportsmanship from Nitro Gash there. He lets the racing ball back through. ARL won't be too happy, but he'll definitely accept that sporting gesture from Nitro to let him back through. Nitro knows if you're the car behind, you're the one that's got to have to make sure you don't make any contact. Absolutely, J Ray Bay. You got to get him in there. But yeah, Bjorn, come back to your point. You never know now, because like I said, originally I wasn't planning on buying this pack, but I have done. So it now gives me a little bit of rain that me and Jack could potentially do some dual commentary for the remainder of the season. Not necessarily every race, but maybe a couple of races we'll be commentating together. Yeah, AR has been very unlucky, but just I think with the fact that he moved to the PC world, he's had a few issues, I think, in the PC world of things. But he's still going strong, and he makes up a lot of places as ARL. He doesn't give up, and it's great to see. It's great to see they didn't give up, and he does get rewarded for not just leaving. He just gets some good points. Meanwhile, that's the Cadillac of Mikey getting out of the way, down in 15th. Graham Loudon, the team principal of Cadillac, probably knowing that this season isn't going to be too great, although they have scored points. Cadillac, they are 6th in the Constructors, 21 points. Admittedly, I think they've all come from Clips Kerry. Yes, they have. Louis, 3-second time penalty. Joe Bay asking if Aaron had an incident. I don't think he has. I think that's, if I remember correctly, during this race, that is his sort of position as he comes up against Nitrogash, who probably will pit in the near future. Just not this lap, as Aaron looks to go down the inside. That's a great little run out of the Peralta. And Aaron should... depends what battery uses each of them use, but Aaron up into 8th place. And remember, you still have Louis, who might be going to the end of this race, but that could close up as well, depending on what he does with his tyres. And Jeremy Clarkson now picks up 3 seconds as he tries to hunt down Merck, but just can't do it. I reckon not having a nose is not helping him. Not able to sniff out the optimum racing line at the moment, which is never helps for drivers. As Merck moves us on to lap 30, he's completely taken advantage of the mistakes that Jeremy has made. It's like the Arsenal of F1. It's a very low blow. Wow, that is a comment and a half from Bjorn. Jeremy Clarkson is like the Arsenal, although if that's the case, he should be winning this season, Beyond. He should be winning this one. As we have Owen off into the wall. Broken front wing. He's going to have to get on with it. It's probably going to have to be a pit stop, probably onto a set of maybe soft tyres or just another set of mediums, if he's got another set. But he will have to come and fix that damage. He's going to put him outside of the points, and that's going to be a 10-second penalty. Yep, I think Owen's about to retire, which is a big, big shame. Yeah, he definitely just tried crashing into the pit lane, did Owen there. DNF for Owen, 29 laps completed for the Mercedes. Again, Owen, great pace, just again getting unlucky, just having a few spins. And yeah, the end of the race. Tyres are melting for some people. Yeah, I'm not surprised around here. The tyres do tend to go off. Once they go off around here, that's it. They like some tracks, they can go off and you can just about get away with it. This one, not one of those circuits. This Ginger Tiger still has Hulkenberger behind, and ARL trying to get back up to the back, and by fear, the best of those mediums are already gone, and it's going to be a harder challenge the more laps that go on. He did not need the contact with Nitro earlier in this stint, and Aaron's actually starting to catch the RB as Mikey moves up into 13th. I tell you what, Mikey and Chuck are quite close, but then Chuck, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I feel Chuck's in AI mode, and I think we'll have to look back to see if Chuck ended up leaving the session or something, because a lot of this race he's done in that AI mode, which is not really allowed to do. Ivan down the inside though, Arvo Stevens going to go back to the racing. Oh, collision between the two, and Steven has a quarter spin through turn 2. They carry on. No damage done, but Steven probably not going to be too happy with that one, as the door closes on him through that second corner. I don't think Ivan was expecting him to still be there. Meanwhile, Louis, I think, has just been overtaken by the War Islander. Or is he sticking with the War Islander? I'm not quite sure. But Louis in 4th. Must admit, he's not really losing much time to those behind. So he may be... I think Louis might have just pulled off a really nice strategy here in that Ferrari. It's good to have Louis back in the championship. It's always good to have veterans of this league. Otherwise he has a bit of a slide coming out, and that's when you know the tyres are not really with you anymore, and you've got to change the way you drive. Mikey passed Chuck, or Chuckbot, as they carry on down towards turn 1, I think that is. Meanwhile, Ginger Tiger, Hulkenberger, 7/10 between them. They are now 3.6. He's starting to lose time now to these two. I think ARL's charge for the top 5 has come to an unfortunate end. Unless these two start battling again now. Anybody wondering if Hulkenberger is waiting behind Ginger Tiger? I'm not quite sure. Thing is, it's not like it used to be with the DRS, whereby sort of you wanted to be in a certain position on the last lap because you have DRS. Obviously, with obviously you have the overtake mode, but even sometimes with that, if you burn it out too quickly, you can end up on the receiving end of getting re-overtaken. So this is going to be an interesting strategic decision, but what they are doing by doing this is taking ARL out of the equation here. So it's just them two for 5th place. This is the closest pairing on the circuit. Merg now 13.2 up the road. War Islander catching Jeremy Clarkson. Now what's Jeremy Clarkson's penalties? 3 seconds. I don't think War Islander is going to take 9 out of him in the next 3 laps. I think. Yeah, Mert just coming on to lap 34. So we go back to the McLaren and the Alpine for 5th place. They are 4.1. Aaron's charge towards ARL has finished. He will not do that. Yeah, Chuck has left this race at some point during it, which is why he was in AI mode. Unfortunately, got disconnected earlier, I think. I just didn't see the notification at the bottom of the screen. But Hulkenberger now outside of that 1 second. I think Hulkenberger maybe... maybe just doesn't quite have the tyre life. I wonder if Hulkenberger actually wears his tyres out more, and now he's sort of suffering those consequences, because ARL has just pulled like a second on Hulkenberger here. It's not going to be enough to really catch up to him. As Merck's on the penultimate lap now. Anyway, we'll just have a quick rundown on the penultimate lap. Merckx is leading the way in the Audi, followed by Jeremy Clarkson in the air-conditioned Aston Martin. War Islander is in third, Louis fourth, Ginger Tiger fifth. Ginger is slowly catching Louis, and Louis does have penalties of 3 seconds, so Ginger Tiger coming into play for fourth place. Hulkenberger sixth, ARL seventh, Aaron is eighth, Nitrogash ninth, Ivan Belov 10th, O'Stephen 11th, Jackie 12th, Mikey just getting out of the way there of a Jeremy Clarkson, I'm going to suggest. Is it a noseless car? Or is it a nosed... No, it's the nosed Aston Martin of O'Stephen. Mikey 13th, obviously the rest have retired. And Hulkenberger, he has just lost all of his pace. Out of the blue, he has completely lost the pace, and ARL is now hunting him for 6th place. And he could very well get within overtake mode here and cause a lot of issues here for Hulkenberger. Yeah, Jerry, it's just air conditioning for the feet, is all it is for Jeremy Clarkson. Thought he'd just get his feet out in the wind for a bit. And ARL not quite close enough for overtake mode, so he's going to have to do this naturally. And keep an eye on the map, because Merckx is going to be coming to the start-finish line to finish this race. But ARL has got 1 lap, 1 second to Hulkenberger. Meanwhile, there's Merckx just going through the S's, so we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, a bit of a slide there from Hulkenberger. He takes too much curb. That's going to give a bit of time to ARL through those first few corners. Not as much as I thought it would do. But we're going to go back, because here comes Merckx through the final couple of corners. He's taken control of this race after a mistake from Jeremy Clarkson. To the line for Merckx. He wins the Mexico Grand Prix. It's a fantastic result from him from 4th on the grid. Here comes Jeremy Clarkson. We don't speak his name around these parts because of that facial feature. Across the line, it's second for he who shall not be named. The War Islander comes home for 3rd place. A good result from War Islander in that Red Bull. Fantastic to see. Louis is going to cross the line here in 4th place, but it's going to be Ginger Tiger taking that honour after penalties. Louis, this goes down to 5th. Hulkenberger hangs on to 6th from ARL. A good little fight at the end there. Aaron takes home 8th. Nitrogash will be in 9th place in that McLaren. He's made those tyres last 21 laps. A one-stop strategy for him. A fantastic effort to get himself in the top 9. Ivan Belov will be in 10th, rounding out the top 10. Other people who have already finished. Jackie in 12th. The final points paying position. O'Stephen coming through for 11th. And Mikey in the Cadillac will get a slight bit of airtime. He crosses the line, and we get all sorts of wacky things. That's an Alpine, and that's gone in the water at the end of the Grand Prix. My Butterstein, what is going on with this? Oh no, when this is typical E8. Please give me some results. Please give me some results. Okay, we've got a podium. That's a good start. There's Merckx, Jeremy Clarkson, Reinder on the podium. Driver of the day goes to Hulkenberger, the Alpine. Most overtakes ARL, cleanest driver, nitro gas, fast lap is Mert. So your race results then, provisional race results, I must reiterate. Mert takes the win from Jeremy Clarkson. Roylander is in 3rd, Ginger Tiger 4th, Louis 5th, Hulkenberger 6th, ARL 7th, Aaron is in 8th, Nitrogash 9th, Ivan Belov 10th, Stephen 11th, Jackie 12th, and Mikey rounds out your finishers in 13th. Chuck, Owen and Ira all not finishing the race. Unfortunately, Mikey picking up the most penalties there, 15 seconds I think, the most of anyone. So he does get an award, the most track limited person on the grid. Yeah, it was definitely interesting, Jerry Bay. That was an interesting environment, some interesting weather conditions. But what does it mean? We have a break week next week. The 27th is a break week. We return on the 3rd of August, where we head to Miami and head for the street circuit in America. One more lap, yeah, absolutely. I think had you just got into that overtake mode zone on that phone lap, you probably would have had it, but yeah, unfortunately, you weren't quite in that, and yeah, one more lap would have probably done it. But yeah, we have a break week next week, so no stream next week as all the drivers get a small rest and probably a bit of much needed practice before Miami in 2 weeks' time, the 3rd of August. That's when we'll be back. Jack will be back commenting on that one. Whether I'm there as well, we shall see. You say, Bjorn, you never know until we get there. But from myself, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please like the stream and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League channel. It's always very much appreciated, and all the races get streamed live, so by putting that on and putting your notifications on, you never miss a race. Jerry Bay just saying Miami, another greasy circuit, hard on tyres. It is, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, that's for certain. I say Jag will definitely be back in 2 weeks' time with Miami, whether I'm there or not, you never know. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you do want to get involved in the racing this season, do join the Discord. And if you're not already joined, I would say if you are already joined, get yourself an entry form in, or speak to Mikey or Jack. They'll get you in probably as a reserve to start with. But for myself, thank you all for watching tonight. Join us in 2 weeks' time for Miami. But until then, have a good rest of your week and a good next week before we return for Miami.